All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, the bonus to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopefully elect, coming at you with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. I want to start at the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see? So the curses that have befallen us, the Israelites, these same curses are going to be applied to whom? The other nations, especially starting with whom? Esau, Edom. Now, I want to read this again, and then we're going to jump to another precept. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7 again. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now, this leads me to the book of Psalms, 83rd chapter. It says, verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So remember, what's reading within this context, let's go into what? Our enemies making uprising against us, our enemies that have lifted up their head against us, our enemies that have taken crafty counsel against us. And what did they do? As a group, collectively, they can consult it together against us, right? Verse 4 says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So, like I once said before, as a group, they came together, right, on one accord and says, let us cut these people off, okay? Let's cut their name off. Let their name be no more remembrance. That they won't be known in the earth as the Israelites. Okay, that they won't be known in the earth as the chosen people, the holy people unto the Lord our God. Right? This was a plot and plan. Yes, started, with Esau, Edom as the head, and executed, or finished up, okay, with the heathen being in league with them. So verse 4 again, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. So like I said before, the head honcho of this organized crime plot against the children of Israel. The tabernacles of Edom, which is a so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites. So you got the people over there, the Arabs, so to speak. They're also involved in this. Of Moab, and of the Hagarenes, and of Gabal, and of Ammon, and of Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They're hoping the children of Lot Salah. So this goes into the Chinese that were involved in this. Because now I'm going back. I'm using the biblical name is being used, but now I'm going to use names that they're known by on the earth. So you got the so-called Chinese that were involved. You got the so-called Japanese that were involved. You got Ham that were involved. Okay, all these you got these heathen nations that were all in league and that were all involved in the downfall of Israel. Right, and I didn't say it in a specific order, but I'm just letting you know of these different nations. Okay, that were all involved in our downfall. Okay, but these same curses are going to apply to what? Thine enemies, because as the scripture says, these people are our enemies. And Jake doesn't seem to register this to their head. Now, let's go to the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 20. It says, let's start at verse 17. It says, Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. So look at today how even Jake is looking and hoping for another nation to somewhat, be their backbone or be extra support or helping to them. They're not getting that. Okay? So as our people are steadily hoping for someone to speak up for us, for someone to stand up for us, it's not going to happen. You see? As for us, our eyes is yet failed for our vain help and our watching. We have watched for a nation that cannot save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Right now, remember, this is a lamentation that Jeremiah is speaking of what was taking place, unto Israel, unto Jerusalem, right? This is our persecutors, right? So they are named our enemies. They are named our persecutors. Why? Because they have persecuted us, right? And that's whether directly or indirectly. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. They were everywhere. Okay, they were everywhere. Hey, were places that we were running into. They set up shop. They was already waiting for the ambush, waiting for the takedown. You see? And as of today, don't think don't know how Jake's don't have a map of operations how to try to contain Jake. Don't think he don't know this. You see? Because this devil knows. It says the breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. So it's funny that the chief and the head of this wicked council is being named right here, being told to rejoice. Okay? Rejoice and be glad. Why? Because guess what? This cup that is about to pass through him, that he's about to drink, that he is about to be made naked, that is about to be his shame. Oh, he about to drink a whole big cup of slavery. All right? The curses. This is what he about to drink down. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So our punishment is almost up. Okay? Our punishment is almost up. You see, the scripture said, the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. What do you think follows behind us being in rulership, us being in a righteous mind state? You see? Us governing the world in righteousness and being establishing the world in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You think you're going to benefit from it? No, you're not going to benefit from it. Okay? Because, and I mean benefit for it, because you people like to run around the earth in wickedness. And we're going to operate the earth with complete righteousness, under the authority of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, under that righteous vibration. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit, right? So we're no longer going to be going back into captivity again. This right here, America, Babylon, the Great. Okay, this captivity and what we're scattered throughout the earth, this was our last captivity. Okay? When Yahushua returns, there is no going back into captivity. No. We're going to be joint heirs with Yahushua. We're going to be ruling under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see? And the righteous government that he has set up, that he's going to have set up upon the earth. It says, and he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Yeah. And who's running America, Babylon, the Great? Okay, as the scripture says, for her sins is reached up to heaven, unto heaven, the Edomites. Okay, and their iniquity is about to be visited. Okay, they have been revealed, they have been discovered, and they are going to be put, the Babylon, America, Babylon the Great is going to be put as a public example of this. What happens when you do wickedness, just like how Sodom and Gomorrah was. All right. So it's a quick hit to the spirit. So next time I want to say shalom.